There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Calling out people who willing to serve. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The brothers giving us here and the promise of them. The work with my life without fear.
I lyrical
Master.
Play Paris, so make you I can't Sktv benyo. Say my journey, Tina get I say my jamo. And yes I know money, and more I yo. And you love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
And I didn't ya to money, and I sang ya to money, and I can't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I sang ya to money, and I can't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I don't get now ya to money. That's the baby, and I don't get it now. Cause you work on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Calling out people who willing to serve. The flesh, the time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving are real and the promise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside to Raji to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat, San to Backwalu, from Maryland, Bonkan to Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
Well, and 2 minutes. That's the time check. 2 minutes past 6. From what I said in our cruising studio here, 2FM 96.1 in our Sktv show. We here this evening. Good afternoon, good morning. I better say good evening to all of you, our chair listeners. Those of you always follow us, even though sometimes you respectfully disagree with us on some of the things that we say here. That's the beauty of life. Life by itself is not something that you always want to say you are right. No, sometimes you have to agree that maybe there are some mistakes or missteps along the way. But again, folks, good evening. Help us share the show. The show will be interesting this evening. So many things to talk about. Brother Ali will join us here very soon. Monk will also be here with us, and if possible, Steve Boley will also be here. Better say Mosi will join us. And at long last, maybe Mr. Cunning too. Some people keep asking me, where's Mr. Cunning? How can the political tension haven't started yet? And Mr. Cunning is missing actions. Well, I don't know what happened to Mr. Cunning, but maybe Mr. Cunning will be here very soon. Yeah, sometimes too. Look, it's good. Sometimes to go for political break. Yeah, sometimes this thing we do here is not easy. Our own personal lives and everything. So it's good that you go for break. Yeah, if you can't understand, the terrain, you go for break. And when you go for break, make sure that while you're on that break, you try to observe, even like the dependable nephew. So the dependable nephew also on break. They may also on a political break and observing some of the happening. But again, good evening. Thank all of you for joining us. Please help us share the show. Those of you who are watching. Today is Tuesday, the 31st of March. From matter of fact, today is the last day in the month of March. So before we see March, it will be 2027. Now in 2026. So by 2027, then we'll see March by God's grace if the Father help us to be alive. But again, so many things happening, people. Yeah, sorry though, the weather is still giving some of us a hard time. But Brother Ali is here. Let me bring Brother Ali on. I don't know what he's still setting up, but let me be able to bring him on. Yeah. Brother Ali, I don't know whether you are still setting up, but again, good afternoon, good morning, and good evening. All right, so let's do the sharing of the show, people. We'll do the playing of this video quickly.
Breaking all your like say, you want to go for me, don't go for me. I want to vote for me. For me, not they support the person that you make president. Don't vote for me. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. I don't want to other vote. Because when you vote for me, when they do wrong and the way John we are doing wrong, the force I will get it and that's what John will do. When you want the country to go straight, you got a leader that twin mother, right? Yes. Yeah, today, Ambassador, we are say I did it with CDC. Everybody happy, right? But tomorrow you will feel bad. And I will not know enough places. Let me tell you the truth. So the only thing you can do, I beg you, you're not a minister. Don't vote for me because you don't want me to discuss Ambassador Kwaka will help me president or government. Don't vote for me. Because when you vote for me, forget it. Because when I went to my president, he said that problem, an OA problem. When an OA problem, you're not the job we are there. When an OA problem that you're not solving, not the job we are there. You put it, you got to solve it, right? Yeah. Oh, and now put it, and now watching your government. Then put it, and now solve it. Then the Mokado say, oh, that problem, an OA problem, and you know, anybody can do it now. Let me tell you, truth today, Allah. So I beg you, all of y'all, anybody been in another food, right? Yeah. When you now want me to talk, don't vote for me. My job is to talk.
I want to, in fact, if you don't want me to talk, don't vote for me. If you think that Liberia problem is old age problem, which of course some of us are saying today, I've been seeing a lot of posts, a lot of comments, and a lot of radio talks that, oh, the problem is not just a worker time. The Liberia problem started saying 1847. Well, the problem started saying 1847, according to Onoboyeke Koruba, and our leaders, they are willing to solve this problem, or they can solve this problem according to them. So no need to say this problem started saying 1847. So in short, when you agree to solve our problem, don't waste no time and don't be taking, oh, the problem started saying during those days and all the kind of thing. But I help us share the show, people. Today the show will be interesting. Like I said, the team are already setting up. We'll also read a little piece from Strong Bana Pekin, one of the strong supporter of the Unity Party or the rescue government, even though he's not Unity Party partisan. You know, once upon a time, they supported the CDC. I think that was 2017 elections. And based on the way the former government were proceeding, the way they were going, he decided to hold his support and to put his support beyond the president now, Jacob Boakai, and which of course he been saying openly, been campaigning, been sending a little resources, in making sure that at least our people are up to do. But again, people, help us. Good evening. I'm seeing most of you are watching. Let me recognize a few of our people while you do the sharing of the show. Help us share the show this evening. Antonia's son joining us from Brewerville. Thank you for joining us from Brewerville. Young Pa watching. Thank you. And Blessed Bro Mark also watching from Dwazan. RIA. Thank you for watching. And Ayusha Robert Fasulu Jackley always here with us, also watching. And Elijah Ponge also watching with us. Good evening, Elijah Ponge. Thank you for joining us. And David Williams also watching along with us. So today the Lone Star, look, so many things happen. The Lone Star suppressor today, though, They were there for a match, you know. They play Libya. Some of you don't even know. The Lone Star play a friendly match with Libya, and Libya was leading us 2-0, and we came behind and we didn't. So the game ended 2-2. Yeah, you know, at least that was good. Yeah, so the Lone Star draw 2-2 with Libya on the friendly match. So what Mark, Brother Aliu, setting up to come up? I'm seeing Brother Aliu here already. But let me read this little piece from Strong Brother Pekim, and he said, so if you ask me about strong supporter, all right, sorry, if you ask me as a strong supporter of the rescue mission, okay, I think Brother Ali is not getting ready. Let me bring Brother Ali on first. We'll go to that. Help us share the show. Those of you who are watching, please. And the right thing you can do, and that's the best thing that you will think you can do for us. Give us a like, comment, and share. Well, Brother Ali, good evening, my dear brother. What's up? Everything.
Mabel, good afternoon from my end. Good afternoon to our listening audience and followers. Glad to be here this afternoon. Yeah, everything is okay. Yes, the weather is very hot and cold on it. You know, this is spring now. No matter how the sun shining, it's very cold. Yes, but how's our country?
Wonderful, my brother. We're doing great. Liberia is moving peacefully, apart from the political wahala, the economic situations, things, the transportation fares, the gasoline price still remain at $910. Government placed it sometime, I think last week or week before last, placed it at that price. It's still been maintained by our government, and that's very, very good. But with the issue of political tensions, yes, someone will say there's political tension gradually that is building up because the government of Liberia, headed by my own deacon, President Bouaka, and Honorable Yeke Koluba, or better say, because sometimes people don't understand this, you say, oh, but how you say no? There's information coming from the corridor of the Liberia National Police alleged that the police RG also went to the legislature or through the speaker, alleged they don't confirm reports to get the speaker take on some of the statements that were made by Honorable Yeke Koluba that some of these statements are treasonous. So because of that, Honorable Yeke Koluba should be called upon for investigation and so forth. But again, apart from that, the tension still building up on Honorable Yeke Koluba keep receiving a lot of threats, intimidations, according to him, that the government is after him, the government want to remove him, the government doing everything to weaken him, or better say the oppositions. And also, apart from that, the president nominated one of the long-standing worker or one of the person who been with NEC for a little time from 2004 up to 2020, Mr. Widow, former commissioner of NEC, has been nominated to head the election commission now as chairperson of NEC. So yeah, apart from the information, my brother, nothing much. Our country is peaceful, moving. With all of the situations, the border situation stay the same. Our government, according to them, they are still working hard behind the same in making sure that they have everything under control. Yeah, so far so good.
Okay, welcome on. Thank you for the update, Mabel. Mon still setting up.
Yeah, so Moses setting up. So also I think in maybe international news, maybe you can give a little update because I saw a series of protests, or in fact, people protested. I think that on Saturday, millions of Americans were seen in the streets. After that, again, I think that was yesterday or today, if I'm still to be correct here, I saw another group of people also going at the White House to appreciate President Donald Trump for what they call for bringing peace or for making sure that Iran, at least the Middle East, will not have peace according to them. So they went there to appreciate Donald Trump. But what say you? Because we've been following some of the news.
Hello,
But
can you guys hear me?
yes, Mark, we're getting go ahead, brother.
Okay, go ahead, Ali. I was just making sure that I'm on now.
Oh yes. Maybe on these stories that you just talked about, I didn't follow them. Yeah, yes. But the problem when it comes to what is happening in the Middle East, like I said, and I will continue to say, I will support President Trump in any day, because we all know, even though yes, war is not good, but we can just get a country that take themselves to be like a hero, to be supporting all terrorist group in the Middle East or in the war, where every night then Hezbollah on the side, these other people on the side, and they call it themselves the Muslim Brotherhood. There is nothing in the Quran that talk about that. You killing somebody, you shooting their Allahu Akbar, you cutting somebody, you slaughter their Allahu Akbar. The Quran, they didn't talk about anything like that. And to see a country called Iran, they just see themselves as hero to be supporting terrorists in the war, killing innocent people, innocent babies, while you against their height or their ideology of, I don't know how they call themselves, they go after even their own Muslim countries, their own people, they call it themselves, we are Muslim, they go after their own Muslim brothers and sisters, killing them because why they are not in favor of what they are doing. And the whole day they say that they watch this thing happening and they do nothing about it. And today, President Trump is doing everything possible to make sure there should be peace in the Middle East. And then people are going after him, people are criticizing him, they are calling him names, they're calling him a dictator, him this. If you think he's a dictator, come for him. He say as that. If you can come for him, he will come for you. So for me, I support him, and I hope and pray that they will come to a conclusion. All these things that he put forth to Iran, let they see how they can work on it, so that there should be peace in the Middle East and in the whole world. But I support him, and I will stand with him, and I pray for him, and I pray for our men and women in arms for this mission to be successful as the president wanted. Thank you.
Well, that's good. Mark, what say you, my dear brother? Go evening, welcome, though. At least thank you for showing face early on the Tuesday. Even though, but maybe will also join us here anytime soon.
Well, it's tough. I mean, to be here. I mean, moving forward, we'll be here for a few days during the week because I'm so busy. But I mean, I was able to make it here today. Yeah, at least say everything. You know, in this country, you need to observe the politics. It's not an emotional thing. We are getting to the place where politics in America now is not about idea. We are getting to the extreme portion of the American society wherein when you oppose a president, you even pray for the downfall of a country because you think you can get power, especially in an election year. We got a midterm election that will be coming in this November. And right now, the Department of Homeland Security is shut down because of some manufacturer crisis. They claim that ICE, because of what happened in Minneapolis, they want a refund to ICE, even though it was Congress that created ICE, even though it was the Congress that budget for ICE. ICE does not work for any president. ICE works for Congress. It was created by an act. But in an election year, and when you are dealing with deranged people, that's what will happen. They keep the country hostage because they understand one thing. You know, politics, like I said, is more complicated than faces. In America, whenever there is a war, especially in the Middle East, terrorist cells around the world can be activated because we call them the lone wolves attack. And you know, someone can just get mad, go to a mall or children's school and detonate themselves and kill people because the war is in the Middle East. Whenever America is at war, it means people with anti-American view, they want to inflict the most damage. So if you have a political party that will shut down the fourth largest department in the whole federal bureaucracy, that is the Department of Homeland Security, we are talking about TSA agent. I think you heard that even people that work at the airport, some of them quit their job because they are not getting paid because the other party decided to hold the country ransom. Because you know what they're trying to do? They want for a terrorist attack to happen in America. Then that way they can weaponize it and say, oh, it's the president's fault, because they know America needs to be protected at home right now. Every security needs to be in check because war is happening in the Middle East. It means any terrorist can do something. But why you think they are holding the funding for TSA agents? Don't forget 9/11. They came with airplane. They killed 3,000 Americans a day. You would think that they will be doing the opposite, but no, they are holding the American people ransom because they want to score political point. Because I bet you, the moment a terrorist attack happens in America, Democrats will believe that is a winning message for them that they can take to November. So they are trying to manufacture a crisis. Democrats know to control one thing here we is the media. 95% of the media, print and electronic media, controlled by Democrats. So they never argue on idea because that's a place that they can never survive on policy. But they get one thing: propaganda, lies. The media can sell their message quicker, so they think that they can win election on that. That's why they are hoping for that a terrorist attack will hit the homeland, and for them it will be a winning story for them. The second thing is they had a protest they called No King's Rally. In America, we don't have a king here. But can you imagine for No King Rally, people from London, a country with a king and a queen, and a whole monarchy, they were protesting against a country without a king. You know, like I said, this thing is all about emotionally playing on people's mind. It's not idealistic. It makes no goddamn sense. In America, the president carries a very limited power that is defined by Article 2 in the Constitution. When I asked one of them that was protesting in Minneapolis, I said, do we carry a king to court? When was the last time anybody put 37 felonies on a king? When was the last time FBI went to a king house and raided his home in Mar-a-Lago? When was the last time people accused a king of colluding with other foreign power to overturn an election? What level of stupidity is this? You live in a constitutional republic wherein the legislature carry more power than the president. The president power is limited, and you say you are protesting about no king. Does America have a king? Then why do we go to elections? Why do a king will end up leaving the White House to go and sit on the sideline for 4 years, come back, campaign, win an election? You still calling him a king? How can you even make the argument that the president of America is even closer to being a king? But we all know, like I said, just look at the politics. The only places the protests were happening, San Francisco, New York, Chicago, Boston, Minneapolis, where all those states share in common. They are all liberal blue states, deep blue states. So if you are out there and you don't have nothing to do, I mean, you can go out there and go for a stroll. But anybody with an ounce of a brain know that it's nothing but just politics. And that's why I keep telling people, you can support one party or you can hate one party, but you should also know when people are playing politics, even the one that you support, they are telling they play politics. So if you cannot differentiate between real policy issue and politics, then that's up to you. And concerning the Middle East, I woke up this morning and saw an official memo from the Saudis. All the Gulf Arab states, Oman, Qatar, Bahrain, United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, they are even telling Trump to keep pushing the envelope, that he shouldn't stop on this war because they know they are at risk. You know, to my Muslim brother out there, maybe most of you guys don't understand the geopolitical aspect when it comes to Shia and Sunni Islam. Iran got a more radical version of Islam that even Muslims don't even support them. That's why I keep telling folks Iran is not part of the Arab League. The Shia, they are far different from Sunni Islam. The one that we practice in Liberia, they fall under Sunni Islam. They are the majority. They are 8 out of every 10 Muslims you find them in North Africa, whether they are in Europe, whether they are in the Middle East. But Iran is a whole different kind of an animal, and people don't understand that. So why you think America will wage a war in the Middle East and all the Gulf Arab states unanimously, they're telling Donald Trump, you know what? We will support you in any way possible. This particular war we are in, don't put a stop to it. Keep it going. Because like I said, they know what is at stake. They know the monster they are dealing with. This is a monster that previous president been playing. I mean, you know, they've been kicking the can down the road instead of addressing the problem until we got to this point. That our entire region in the war is influenced today because of one man with a radical ideology that came and seized another country in the name of imposing a theocracy on a constitutional monarchy. That's why the Middle East is the most volatile region on the entire planet. How you think that happened? One country, Iran, nobody else. Well, I'll stop there for now. I don't want to go too deep into it. We got so many things to discuss here.
Yes. 1 minute, please, or maybe 1 minute. Go ahead. And you see, one of the things that look funny to me and I'm somehow frustrated and disappointed is like our standard bearer Kamala Harris that are on a ticket. doing the campaign, she went for an interview, and when she was asked when she become a president or whatsoever, which one of the country that she think is a target America, and she
biggest
said
breaks.
Iran
Iran.
will be the
They all
first
know that.
list because Iran is bringing destabilizing the Middle East, and there are American blood on their hand. So Iran will be the first country. How dare you today? You are against President Trump for going after Iran to make sure the same plan you had, and he to equal with the same plan implementing it, and today you are speaking against. You see, people, sometimes you have to think. They are not everything you have to make it political. So that's
Maybe
it.
Ali and Bible, let me tell you guys something before we move on, right? You know, sometimes you got to give people the benefit of the doubt. Some folks, they can be so entrenched into the politics that they can't do basic research or understand what's happening. You know, one of my guys called me, he said, my man, this thing is very unfair. Why we America want to see the Strait of Hormuz, they place for Iran? I said, dude, do you understand your world geography? Who told you the Strait of Hormuz belong to Iran?
No, they're not for them.
International waterway that countries from Kuwait to Oman to UAE to Saudi Arabia, they all used to send oil and natural gas around the world. That's an international passage. The only difference is geographically, it tightens between Iran and Oman. That's why they call it a strait or narrow piece of water, but nobody owns that water. So Iran has always been using the Strait of Hormuz as a leverage. They will do illegal things, and when you want to talk about it, oh, we'll close the strait, because they understand that when they close the strait, then it will put pressure on the whole world's economy, because 30% of the world's oil and natural gas flow through that strait. So that's one of the main things that Trump and other Gulf Arab states are fighting to exert control over that strait, because if they cannot, then the gasoline price will continue to increase, because there are other countries that produces oil. I mean, Oman, they are all oil producing states, and they
even the jet fuel, the jet fuel.
That's one of the most important things. And now Europe and Asia, they are the one that depend. You see, one thing that I keep telling people, we understand politics. Somehow we didn't get support from 2016. Trump came out with the whole idea of energy independence, that America cannot keep depending on Middle Eastern oil. Because what happens if there is a global crisis in the Middle East? Then how do we survive? We got the biggest economy in the world. We got to feed our economy, and oil is the one that sets the U.S. economy and the whole world economy going. Matter of fact, the U.S. dollar is tied to oil. That's what they call it, petrodollar. So if there is a minor disruption in the Middle East, it means it will decimate. That's why Trump came out with the idea of drill, baby, drill. He was able to issue a lot of permits. And don't forget, America is one of the largest producers of oil in the world. People always forget that. I said, no, America produces more oil than Saudi Arabia and Russia. But the problem is we also consume more. So what they will do, if oil is cheaper on the market, they will still go out there and buy some. While we get our strategic reserve, we got to figure out the reserve. But when it comes to the production of oil and natural gas, America is number one in the world. But more people don't understand that. So right now, because of Trump's first-time policy about energy independence, less than 5% of America's oil now comes from the Middle East. So we are not the one that is being mostly affected. Maybe the price will hit our pocket here, but in terms of a supply chain, no. The people that feel it the most happens to be Asia, most especially Japan, South Korea, and to some extent China. But the biggest burden falls on the shoulders of the European. They are the one paying the most because they are heavily relying on natural gas and oil coming from the Middle East and from the Strait of Hormuz. So you see,
you close into that, Monk, because Donald Trump, one thing I like about him is that the man always communicating to his people. That one thing. So I think about almost 4 to 5 hours, Donald Trump posted on his social media page where he was, in fact, telling the other countries, especially in Europe, that don't want to be part. Some of them are refusing. Yeah, well, the jet fuel now, people are struggling now to get jet fuel. So either you can buy from us, or
you go to the city and go get it from there.
You know, Melvin, let me tell you something. You see, you gotta be smart and you gotta be strategic. When I tell people, I say, do unto others as you have them do unto you, right? I keep telling people, when you understand the whole global politics and the whole geopolitics about Russia and Ukraine, The same thing America advocated for, the same thing that happened. I don't support Ukraine in that war because when you go back to the history, you know exactly what's happening. Ukraine biggest leverage was oil pipeline. Russia is the gas station of Europe. The vast majority of their oil and natural gas comes from Russia. And Ukraine is strategic because during the day of the Soviet Union, all the infrastructure that was built in the Soviet Union that make her qualify to make her to be more important. That's why when every other state broke away from the Soviet, it meant nothing to them. But the moment Ukraine broke away, because what? All the major oil pipeline passes through Ukraine. Ukraine has one of the best, the most fertile soil in the entire Europe. They almost like the bread basket, where you can call it the bread basket. They produce food. Matter of fact, they got port. Why do you think Russia was able to go and invade Crimea? You need a port. It's very important when it comes to military and strategic military infrastructure. Trump is saying, I'm not getting my oil from Russia. If you, Europe, you want to fight a war, because how can you say you are enemy to Russia, but you keep buying Russia oil? Does that make any sense? Why should the American taxpayer spend their money to come and pay for a war that you end up doing business with the same person you're fighting against? That's the dumbest thing ever. So Trump said, I'm not going to sponsor your war against Russia if you are going to keep buying oil from Russia. Now, guess what? The main oil pipeline that passes through Ukraine, you know what Germany did? Because Germany has the largest economy in Europe. They need a constant supply of oil. You know what they did? They went and bypassed Ukraine because it was the only lever Ukraine had. Because whenever Russia threatened to invade Ukraine, they didn't Ukraine would do. They said we'll bomb all the oil pipeline. And Putin didn't want that. He had to succumb. But guess what Germany did? Germany was also afraid that future crisis could jeopardize their oil supply and they can't let the economy to go down. You know what they did? They went and built another pipeline that bypasses Ukraine and goes directly to Russia. They call it Nord Stream 2. So Putin said, okay, if the largest economy can come and buy my oil directly without going through Ukraine, then I'm able to wage a war on Ukraine. Because even if Ukraine destroy the oil pipeline, I got a second oil pipeline that can supply gas and natural gas and whatsoever, or liquefied natural gas, kerosene, diesel, oil, and everything. So Germany made a very dumb mistake. That was the reason now Putin is important to go and keep invading in Ukraine, because there is nothing to lose anyway. He knows that they won't let the economies to go down. So, like I said, Trump is saying, why will you claim someone to be your enemy when you are doing business with them every day? I should join you to fight Russia, but every day you buy the Russian oil. How can Russia survive if you don't buy the oil? Isn't that the dumbest thing ever? But anyway, guys.
You think people that go there, they're using money to buy arms, to buy ammunition, they buy everything, in fact, to buy weapons. How can you keep giving them money? But you cry on them that they are waging war on you.
All the countries in the world are considered themselves to be the most powerful country in the world with the biggest military. They all share one thing in common. They got biggest economy. Because if you don't have money, you cannot finance the military. Military need weapons and equipment and money it takes. So if Russia depends on oil and natural gas to generate funds, and you buy that oil and natural gas, it means you are the one sponsoring that military.
Oh, yeah.
So how can you get finance the main military and fighting war against Palestine? Isn't that the stupidest thing?
And the same thing happened with us here, even during the time of former President Taylor. Taiwan was doing business here with, in fact, there were other logging companies that were also here, by them taking our logs, even our diamonds, carrying it, and that. Yeah. And you write them off. Why in this what you say you don't want to do, maybe you don't want to be part of this person, but then you are also doing business with them behind the scene. They're not supporting them. I mean, you support.
They almost like Guinea and Liberia, the fighting war. Guinea says you want to attack Liberia, but all Guinean product come from Liberia. Then she can do that, and can buy gold, diamond, and then what Guinea do? How can you say you're fighting war with Liberia and being a business partner of the same president you're fighting every day? Does that make any sense to you? But
these are things, I guess, that some of our people who are listening, you will learn this thing, because most of you take religion and you're putting into some of this is far from religion. But Ali just said, what kind of religion are we killing each other? That be killing people? They say that no. There are a lot of people. Yeah.
I don't blame my people back home. The one that can disappoint me the most are the one that live here, especially the one that been here for 40, 50, 35 years. Let me tell you something. During the first Trump administration, they had something called the Abraham Accord, if you can go and do a research, from Egypt. You know, Egypt represents the heart of the Muslim war, of the Arab war. Every major conference when it comes to the Arab League, they are held in Egypt. Egypt is an old civilization and is the foundation of Islam. Not even Saudi Arabia may have some of the most historic side, but Egypt is the heart of the Arab world. So when Trump became president, the very first thing that Donald Trump did, he signed a deal. Like I said, the Israelis and the Palestinians, they are of the same descent. They are the descendant of one man, which is Abraham. That's why they call it the Abraham Accord. So the entire Middle East now, from Morocco to Algeria to Egypt to Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Qatar, Oman, the whole Arab world, now they and Israel are in a deal called the Abraham Accord, because like I said, they are all cousins. They are yet the descendant of one son. One group say, oh, we are legal, other group say we are illegal, but they are the same. They come from the same root. Iran cannot make that same case. Iran is totally against the grain when it comes to Islam, because the kind of a doctrine that they adopted is Shia.
Exactly.
That's why you can only find it in part of Iraq, in Syria, in Lebanon, and in Iran. But the entire Arab world, they are all Sunni Islam. They are totally different from those ones you find in Iran. So because of that agreement now, you find that Egypt, Jordan, UAE, Qatar, they will side with Israel and they can side with Iran because they know they are all part of a peace treaty. And who made that possible in your first administration? Donald Trump. The Abraham Accord. You can go and read it around your phone. But people choose to ignore the reality, you know. You cannot hate a man and then turn a blind eye to reality. And that's just why we are experiencing the America. So, and people bought into it. So that's what we are. But anyway, guys, we can transition.
Yes, so let's transition. More let's do it step by step. I don't know whether we should start with the new appointment of the National Election Commission chair, or maybe before going to Onoboyeke Koluba. I will close off for the day. Yeah. So let me play the video quickly. This is Mr. Wida, the new chairman have been nominated by the president of the Republic of Liberia. So this
and swept the district of Kolahu. The only contest is in Foya, the flag bearer home, where the difference is about 3,000 difference between the both parties. That is it. In Bon County, which is another populated county, UP and CDC are at the top, neck to neck. It is assumed that at the end of the day, when all the districts are key and the precincts are reported, UP will have a slight lead according to the expectations we have. In the county of Bassa, UP and CDC are at the top in Grand Bassa. And in the county of Bomi, UP won a clear victory of more than 80% of the vote. In Cape Mount was the same. In the western county of Bapo, UP has a clear lead, a comfortable lead in Bapo. That is it. With more than 90% of the record of count, the 5,890 record of count across all the centers in Liberia available, 90% of it with the UP line. It is clear that the UP line will win a one-round victory. That is the system we have.
So on the overall, sir, my name is Prince. I will put for Focus on Liberia TV on the States and from FM in Liberia. On the overall, how many counties currently you want as per what is provided to you?
They won Maserati. UP won Maserati.
One.
They won Limba. They won Magibi. They won Lofa. They won Cape Mount. They won Bomi.
6.
And they are winning Bapo clearly.
So 7 candidates out of 15.
Yeah.
Does that mean you could win 150 out of 15? You got 7 already?
And we are neck to neck in Bomi.
In
UP
Bon.
and CDC are neck to neck in Bomi and Grand Bassa.
In Bon.
In Bon and Bassa.
You earlier on say you won Nimba.
You want Nimba? Decisively. More than 75% of the vote.
You won Lofa. So that makes it 8.
Yeah.
And Lofa makes it 9.
Yeah.
So I also like
and in
to...
terms of population, they are the most populated counties. In terms of population, I mean, we have counted that got 34,000.
What about Monserrado? How are you studying Monserrado?
Monserrado comfortable 13 districts out of the 17.
Makes it 10.
Yeah.
So you got 5 more to go.
So.
You know, there was a reason I shared that video with you guys.
Well, Mark, there you have it, Brother Aliu and our followers, our listeners. Yeah, today we wake up with the news that our president has nominated Mr. Wida, who's been serving as one of the commissioners also at the National Election Commission from 2004 to 2020. So That's one news that we can talk about before moving to the closing with Honorable Yeke Koluba. But what say you more, Brother Ali? What say you? What you will take? When it comes to
let me go
interpreting,
first on that video, and then Ali can come in. You know, there was a reason I shared that video with you guys. You know why I shared that video with you guys? For one reason only. That's automatic disqualification from confirmation. You know, when you are the chief executive, you have the authority to appoint. But when it comes to election commission, you got to show some kind of independence also. This means a personal friend to the president from a tribal standpoint. I know they're from the same region because that we don't need got to come from Lofa County of all places. And you can talk about your experiences with Nick, but what he displayed, he almost like a foot soldier or statistician and a data analyst for Unity Party government. So there is no way any help in the world that his own video of all places. So we will be looking up to our lawmaker that will be the one conducting the confirmation exercise or exercises. He's automatically disqualified. Maybe how do you make the case that this man can become impartial if in self-election commission looking at what you see on video? So that was the main reason I said, okay, yeah, the president that put this video online, they did a very smart thing because, like I said, maybe the president should start looking for another option. But for that guy, it's a no-no because he's on the record. He's a Unity Party partisan. He's a hack. And like I said, he almost like the statistician or the data analyst for Joseph Boakai war room. And there is no way in hell he can become an impartial election commission. Automatic disqualification. I turn it over to you folks.
Brother Ali?
Oh yeah, maybe just among said it, in any serious minded country that may have been disqualified. But don't be surprised. And I know for sure he will be confirmed. Yes. And just how we're here the few times we're discussing the same thing. The Unity Party, these people, they know how to play their game. And this is why today you see Joseph Boakai get Richie Kun as the speaker. We get Yomi Kanga as Senate Pro Tem. We get Yami Kwekwe as Chief Justice. We get Oslo Tue as Justice Minister. So all of these places, President Boakai control them. And anything he says, that's the final. And I continue to say this, President Boakai, who have been one of the best presidents ever in the history of Liberia. Because this is a government that whenever the president says something, it just flows. There is no pushback from Senate. There is no pushback from the legislature. And everything is just going as the president wanted. So if he had a national development plan, if he had a plan that he came with, or strategy and policy put in place to really rescue Liberia and move the country forward, his government, maybe people are going to say, oh yeah, there's a need that will re-elect the party or the Unity Party, anybody that come on the ticket because they wait. But they have no plan, no policy, no strategy. They just came just like that. And this is where we are today. For the fact that President Boakai took over immediately and took people from tenure position, and our lawmakers sat there, they allowed it to happen. That was the first flexing he did. He said, let me flex my muscle over these people and see how it will be. And that was the first thing. The next thing he said, okay, but I think I can remove the speaker. And he did it. And today, and they went for session. They didn't see them talking anything about a senator, representative. They went today, they discussed that different things. This guy will be confirmed. And in any serious manner country, that video alone, it disqualifies him. He's a Lofian. He's coming from Lofa County. This is a government. Yesterday, they were talking about nepotism. Oh, yeah, George, we are taking the people from the Southeast. The Southeast is not made out of one county. I stand to be corrected. I think there was 5 or 6 counties made up the Southeast. But Lofa County is just one county that made out of Lofa County. Check how many government officials are from Lofa County within this government today. This is another Lofian that have been nominated, waiting confirmation by the Senate, and which of course he is going to be confirmed. And I will see people will be like, oh, Darius Dillon doing George Weah administration, you did this, you did this. Yes, Darius Dillon was doing his work as an opposition. So you want the government he support today, when they bring somebody for confirmation, he should come and give them tough time? No. This is why they did everything to make sure they get everybody under their control. So if you have opposition within the Senate, they are there spinelessly sitting and allow this to happen. You don't believe they long. If you have representatives, I will sit over there, this thing happening, they don't talk about it because every one of them, they are spineless people. Don't believe they long. This guy is going to be confirmed. And this is the people that say President Bwaka, he's a man of wisdom, he's a man of integrity. Looking at that video, say as a serious-minded president, they say he's a man of wisdom. When you see that video, you will recall that nomination immediately if you never saw it before. But he saw it, he knows about it, and he still went ahead and nominated him, and he's going to be confirmed. That's it then.
Well, wonderful. I have a few questions I'll be asking, even though I've been receiving a couple of text messages. In fact, people are saying that with this latest appointment coming from President Bwaka, making it nearly 32 plus Lufians that have been appointed into key positions. So I just wanted to add up to what you said, or in fact to your statement, but you that indeed when it comes to nepotism, yeah, so people are now sending a text message about 32 Lufians ministries, state-owned enterprises, and other public corporations. So I don't know, and all these things sometimes plunge us into violence, dissatisfaction, and all of these things. That's why I thank God for the media. That's why when we come here, we explain all of these things, even though people say yes, for me, I don't know what I meant from Lofa, but as far as concerned, he said they meant from Bakulu. That's what I know of, but then other people are saying no, he's from Lofa. But again, for me, even as that, I must say, that video speak follow. What kind of system are we trying to build? These are questions that some of us want to ask all of you out there today. Because, Mark, how will you say you want to build a unique system? Because the reason why you came in Samuel to write the code is because of Martin, right? You carry them to code because of Stevie. You carry them to code because of things that maybe they are not good. So if you say that you want to build a vibrant system, and you want to have a credible system where you'll be maybe when you have people like EU, the US coming to support our electoral process. Do you think, let me ask Monk and Brother Ali this question. Do you think that our international partner, they will feel happy, they will feel free to come and support our process? When you kind of videos coming out and sometimes we feel that we don't care. Even if we see people killing, even on camera, and even as that, we don't care. But more, Brother Aliu, what kind of system are we building? Will we really get the support from our international partners?
My brother,
go ahead.
This is the country. So the international partner, that's your country. That's why you decide for your country. And what they get to do for me, I don't think they will have problem with it because this is your country. You know what is best for you. So if you decide that, oh yeah, to make your partisan to be your national election commissioner, and you have people in your country, you have civil society group, you have lawmakers, you have all the opposition leaders, you have senators that sat there and confirmed this person. Who are they for them to say, oh yeah, they will have problem with it? If your people can agree to it and accept it, for me, I don't think that's something that they should have problem with. So if the Liberia people don't want it, they will speak out. But even if they speak out, if the government don't want to listen, they will not listen. So international partner, for me, they don't have no role to play in that. Thank you.
For me, the whole thing I just hate to hear about international partner. International partner do have a role to play in Liberia, but they are not there to dictate. You call yourself an independent republic, you should be able to run your own affairs. You should know what posts of risks to you. Looking at the history, like you said, the country is fragile. It's been fragile for a long time, dating back to the Civil War. That's what Steve can say. We run the Congo people. Whether you like it or not, I guess it's hard facts. Look, the same two-party system or the so-called one-party dominant system you had in Liberia that led to the Civil War, you are going back to the same system. You talk about corruption, you are worse off. You are 5 to 10 times worse off than what you brought the war for, but dating back to 1980 or whatsoever it was. Maybe when you talk about nepotism, and you made a very salient point. The Southeast is a region. We have 15 political subdivisions in Liberia. The Southeast is made up of 6 counties: Maryland, Grand Crew, River G, Grand Gila, River Set, and Sano County. We are talking about 35. And these positions are not just your ordinary position. It tells you a lot about this president, about how he sees power and how nepotistic he is. Because we're talking about 35 or 36 Lofin. Look, we're talking about finance. We talk about education. We talk about the maritime authority, the army chief of staff. Now you're going to election commission. You can just see it. It's like you think, the people who voted for this man claim that he got experience, he clean hand. I'm like, you got to be a fool. This man does not represent anything that you describe of him. It makes no God's sense. Look, they would test this guy. This president is tending to be one of the most. That's why you see people who don't talk. You gotta be afraid of them. He's getting more dangerous than I initially thought when it comes to consolidating power, and that's why some people are even afraid that even in the midst of losing an election, they don't want to be like the party will want to give up power just because the way how they are operating. You can see the sound. They abuse the system. They enforce leadership in terms of, the illegal. I will call it illegal. It was not unconstitutional because, like I said, I knew exactly what happened. It was inappropriate as a white day. But guess what? When it comes to power, it seems like this old man, he knows no boundary. And he won't stop. They will keep pushing the envelope and get everything. Why do you think he won that man? People say Babalu. No. Babalu is loafer. Come on now. Babalu is lower. They will everything got Babalu because they protested that things that come towards the county always go to upper loafer. Don't reach them. But Babalu is loafer. What the difference? You don't speak the same local vernacular. What the difference between Babalu and loafer county? They were once a single county before. So there is no difference between them. It's stay or Lofian. Either way you want to term it. He stay or Lofian. But the question is why? Why all this strategic position? Lofian. You cannot make that comparison with the Southeast because, like I said, it's a region comprising of 6 different distinct counties as opposed to 1. But I would like to say, elections do have consequences. These are some of the things our people voted for. He's the leader. Now, one thing I know about election, there are times you can win on election day, but you can end up being the biggest loser, even though you won the election. Because I keep saying it, anytime you bring a president to power and the country does not benefit, yet you won at the ballot, but you are the biggest loser. Because you know what? It's one thing for me to vote for a losing candidate and lose an election. But it's another thing for you to vote for a winning candidate and the country goes down the drain or the country becomes the victim. It means you are more of a bigger loser than me. Because how is it benefiting you? Your country keep teetering on the brink. It keep going down. It keeps sliding backwards. But at the end of the day, you say, yeah, you won an election. No, you end up losing an election. When you win an election, when you can get a result, then that's how you win an election. Just because they announce you winner on election day does not automatically make you a winner. And people don't understand
Let's move back. Because what are you talking about? We are a fragile country. And Monk, sometimes I don't know what we're heading to as a society. I don't know what our people they are forgetting. But we are a fragile country. And that's the fact. Even to just speak to what just happened quite recently with the Guinea and our Liberia situations. It just speaks to how vulnerable we are. So let's go back more. Are we setting another stage where we're not understanding one another, where we're now becoming like we are fighting each other because the fight is just too much until people are there? But as you said, removing people from tenure positions, acting like in father you own the country or you own the people, so you can do anything that you want to do. Monk, where are we heading to as a society? Because at the end of the day, the thing that we're saying here today, our people are watching. Already we don't even have no security because all the security we have today, they are all for only opposition beating, opposition flagging, opposition accusations, opposition political parties, destroying our political parties. That's just the kind of system that we all have here today. But Monk, let's go back to our security. How fragile we are with the way our governance system continue to go. Like you talk about the region. Let me tell you, I was in a church chat room And I don't know, it was because of politics. When they forward that stuff, the Southeast, the government is Southeastern government. As soon as I landed in a church chapel in less than 30 seconds, I replied to her, I told the pastor, I said, if I attack the pastor, I said, they thing have to be removed immediately because this is bad. You cannot bring the entire region to somebody who from Grand Coup. George, we are from Grand Coup. Why Grand Coup may have to do with someone who from Grand Jade, or from Sano, or from Maryland, or from even Riverside? But all this thing was you yesterday. But today, we've seen everything like it's better today. And people keep swallowing monk. What are you sensing?
Well, when you say swallowing in the case of Liberia, I like to use the rubber band theory. When you got a leader, maybe the No Kings protest that was held in America should have been in Liberia, because I think our president is ruling like a king. He thinks he can test his constitutional limit. He can abuse power, whether it's about tenure position, whether it's about backing a group that want to remove a speaker illegitimately in the name of manipulating the constitution and using politics as leverage. You're looking at the president, look at every strategic or lucrative position in government, give it to Lufien. Because if you want to make the comparison between the Southeast and Lofa, then I would say if people came from Grand Cape and Bomi and Bapulu and Lofa, then I would say, because that's a region also, right? But how many lucrative positions went to someone from Bomi or Grand Cape County? It's all Lufien. That's a whole different. Now I say you cannot even make the comparison between that two. You compare a region versus a county. And that's where the risk is, because at a certain point, when you're in the position of power, you think you can abuse power until you get to a tipping point. And that's why I see, maybe I'm vehemently against the two unity party and CDC thing, because it's a deeper thing. Maybe our society is so fragile and so sectarian to the extent that even sports, something that should unify us, it turns sectarian. That's why I keep telling you, I say I'm not a big fan of the counter meat. It's not because I hate counter meat, but the whole idea, like I said, for the counter meat, it is totally opposite to the true intent. That's why the national, can you imagine? We are living in an age today wherein when the national team is playing, the whole country, almost 80%, they are not even aware. But if I had been the counter meat, you can see that exuberance, that kind of euphoria in the country, because it's sectarian. It's not because they love Liberia, it's because they are so entrenched with their tribal ideology. It's a bad thing, because we are getting to a stage wherein when you go into the ballot box, somebody who is in Nima County, he won't even be able to cast a ballot from somebody who he believes comes from the Southeast because of that ideology. And this is a bad thing for Liberia, and that's why this two-partisan causing. It will divide the country in a way that we won't be able to reconcile, that we won't be able to come back together ever. And it will remain like this for a very, very long time. That's the risk factor. So when they say fragile, it's not only about bringing war or political origin. No, the way in which we operate as a people and the culture is so bad for the country. That's why I keep telling folks, next election, if you go in line and bring the same unity party and CDC thing, no matter how you see it, you are not ready for a better Liberia, because with this system, the way how people vote, the way how we play soccer, the way we entertain ourselves, it has been totally sectarian in nature. And no country made progress by being divided internally. You are only creating more room for future chaos. That's just why it is. And everybody with an eye can see it happening in broad daylight. Just pay attention.
Well, Mo will come back to the political party issue that you talk about, because I think you're making a very, very brilliant point about how that maybe things going to work out. Because you can say you want to fight the two political parties, you want to remove them. Then always we see all of the political party keep downing and wanting with the same political party. But anyway, but are you fragile? What say you when it comes to the issue of security, that we are fragile country, and for the first time we were able to control our own security for the past 6 years. And now we're moving now up to 12 years now to control our own security. But with all of the tensions back to back, everything happening, where are we?
But you just said, like, our security we get, they only there to, when they say people go protest, they go there, they bring hot water truck, and they whip you and get you off the street. But I will always say, Liberia, we just have to be careful, because we experienced 14 years of civil crisis in our country. We know what we went through during the war. And today, people, I'm surprised to see people who experience the war, they will still be beating war drum in our country. And I think people who they didn't know anything about war, they didn't know what happened. They're the ones should be talking about war in our country because they know what we went through. But to see people who went through the war and they will still be talking about war, oh yeah, we can fight Guinea, we can do this, we can do that. I'm like, what's really happening to them? Because first of all, we will say, yeah, we are a fragile country because look at, you put your military together, you even say put your AFL, the AFL and the police together. I think they even say read 10,000. What you have over there, you have nothing. And we fought. Today we have peace in our country, and we should do everything to maintain our peace. Madam Sadiq Kim, she maintain our peace. President Wiyaki, he maintain it, and President Bwaka, you have to do the same thing. But in my mind, and for what I have been seeing, this old man, he continued to do things that undermine the peace and stability of the country. And because why he had no future, he had nothing to lose. God forbid, when something sparkles today, he will be the first person to leave that country. And if you will see people like Jeremy Mepia telling people, if you think the government is not doing anything about the incident in Lofa, you can we get your ammunition to go and fight. Do you expect that from a minister? Because if anything happened when he will just go to the American embassy, 2 days, you know he in America. So we have to be very careful. Let's maintain this peace, and we should know where we're coming from. Like today, what is happening in Lofa County, our people, they are in fear. What is the government doing? Where is the military today that's supposed to be there to protect our people? So the peace we are enjoying today, we have to maintain it because it's not easy to get a peaceful country. So today we have to be very careful. We should watch our words, what we are saying. There are so many people saying a lot of things out there today towards what is happening in Guinea. But the government is not after them. But you will speak the truth that you will come after. So
that's a moment. Go for a news break and we'll come back. We'll continue with the show up to 8 o'clock.
All right. Catch you guys in 15 minutes.
The district of Bonjama and swept the district of Kolahu. The only contest is in Foya, the flat barrel home, where the difference is about 3,000 different between the both parties. That is it. In Bon County, which is another populated county, UP and CDC are at the top, neck to neck. It is assumed that at the end of the day, when all the districts are clear and the prisons are reported, UP will have a slight lead, according to the expectations we have. In the county of Bassa, UP and CDC are at the top in Grand Bassa. And in the county of Bomi, UP won a clear victory of more than 80% of the vote. In Cape Mount was the same. In the western county of Bapul, UP has a clear lead, a comfortable lead in Bapul. That is it. With more than 90% of the record of count, the 5,890 record of count across all the centers in Liberia available, 90% of it with the UPL line. It is clear that the UPL line will win a one-round victory.
So on the overall, sir, my name is Prince. I will go for Focus on Liberia TV on the States and from FM in Liberia. On the overall, how many counties currently you won as per what is provided to you?
They won Maserati. UP won Maserati.
One.
They won Limba. They won Magidi. They won Lofa. They won Cape Mount. They won Bomi. 6. And they are winning Bapul clearly.
So 7 candidates out of 15.
Yeah.
Does that mean you could win 150 out of 15? You got 7 already?
And we are neck to neck in Bomi. UP and CDC are neck to neck in Bomi and Grand Bassa.
In Bon.
In Bassa.
You earlier on say you won Nimba.
You won Nimba. Decisively. More than 75% of the vote.
You won Lofa. So that makes it 8.
Yeah.
And Lofa makes it 9.
Yeah.
So I also like
in terms of population, we are the most populated counties. In terms of population, I mean, we have counted that got 34,000.
What about Monserrado? Where are you sending Monserrado?
Monserrado comfortable 13 districts out of the 17.
Makes it 10.
Yeah.
So we got 5 more to go.
So,
all right. So I also level check.
Most of the counties we are talking about where the cities
that they won't listen to me. They intentionally, disrespectfully broke down the homes of these people. They left our people homeless. But what I don't understand, they fail to realize that the executive that is headed by the president was elected by the very Liberians. And as the president of this Republic of Liberia, he's under mandate from the people to ably represent the people. The government is to provide what its people cannot provide for themselves. Make the people homeless, and they've been very comfortable with that. They have refused to give audience, not just to me, but the people of Roto Town. This field, see the alley that passes through the community? You can see the water and sewer. There are construction there. You can see the ERU compound that Madam Sktv-Lib constructed here a few years back, where she came and she asked the community dweller to allow her carry on this construction. At the same time, the water and sewer place here, they also reached out to the community dweller and the representative of this district years back to ask for permission, because the past government know full well that this land is owned by the community. Today, Gregory Cuomo is abusing power on grounds that he will remain a police director forever. And I want to be very clear about this, and I'm very clear. I ask the community to remain resolute. You remain tolerant. Nobody here should take the law in their hands. I'm telling the community, this is why you elected me. While it is true, they've been very disrespectful towards me, towards the leadership, towards the people of District Number 9. However, I am still not deterred in standing up for the people that I represent. But what I want to conscientize you about, all of you in Roto Town, the young people, our elders, our babies, and all of the children, I want to conscientize you. Stay out of violence. Do not do any form of violence. If anybody comes and see you, they want to embarrass you, avoid them and put them on record. As I speak to you, I have just communicated with my lawyer, and my lawyer have told me exactly what he's supposed to say. So as I have started respecting the law, I will continue to respect the laws of this country in making sure that the rights of people are protected. This is a same violation. These are things that can create chaos. These are things that can make people fall apart. And these are things that can bring problems in the country. So what I want to say to you, as I have communicated with the chairman, and I'm communicating with you, tomorrow the lawyer and myself will visit the community, and we'll have the peaceful conversation that we're supposed to have concerning this land. Remain peaceful. Do not throw stone at anybody. Do not damage anything they have placed here. Never do that. The reason I'm saying this, I don't want you to take the laws in your hands. I will not support you for taking the laws in your hands, because myself will not take the laws in my hands. This is why I have been using every legal means to talk about this land. If it will take me 5 years, if it will take me 10 years, I will continue to stand up. There are land that people have fought for in this country that took hundreds of years, but they still got their land. I remain and I stand by my word. This land belongs to this community. And absolutely no individual without permission from the community will take ownership of this land. If Greg likes, he can send all the gun people to kill me. Hey, y'all walk away. are you now start shooting? So you can see police firing tear gas to disperse the crowd. So this is what is happening here in Roto Town. You can see police are shooting tear gas. This is what is happening. You are journalists. We are going this way.
Let's go.
The police is chasing us out as well. So this is what is happening in Roto Town. Police. Police. Police are shooting tear gas. Yeah. So this is how we have to end this interview. Representative Foko have finally left after police officers was shooting tear gas peaceful citizen.
Well, folks. So we're back after the news bulletin. But a little more. Yes, latest happening there from Roto Town. I think somewhere around there in district number 9, where this incident is taking place. Latest coming from that end. I think. But again, we're back. The same thing you're talking about. Our people, the police reactions. Land disputes, land wahala, and all of the things that are happening. I don't know how we're going to handle all of the situation. But again, Mark, I don't know whether you guys set and ready. You guys, okay, yeah, but Ali is set. Yes, but Ali, at least the news got finished in time, so at least we can make use of all of the time before transitioning. Quickly, what say you with the latest coming from district number 9? Let me see. Let me just bring some of the highlights. From here, I think, okay, yeah. Let's just start from this end. Start. Okay, good. So this one.
Walk away. So you can see police firing tear gas to disperse the crowd. So this is what is happening here in Roto Town. You can see police are shooting tear gas. This is what is happening. You are journalists. We are going this way. Let's go. The police is chasing us out as well. So this is what is happening in Roto Town. Police. Police. Police are shooting tear gas.
Well, let's move on. Yes.
Yeah.
You don't have to. Yes, I think go ahead. The other mentioned they can go Guinea. Easy, somebody will be talking. They can go Guinea. You see, the country interesting. Whatever, but I say you, that's just latest. Maybe we can check it quickly in 5 minutes. Some of the
that's it. God is not making new land, like the president said. So when you own somebody property, you own somebody land, when a government land, they had to take you from there. You know, and this is why today Guinea too, probably they feel to themselves, maybe they land in Lofa County for them. They already listen to President Boakai that God is not making new land in as much as he making his own people homeless, because God is not making new land. So why should they allow him to sit on their own land if it is for them? So Guinea will say, okay, they land for us, we need to take it because this country president said God is not making new land. And this is ours, so we need to take it too. So these are some of the things like you hear somebody saying why they can go to Guinea. Because when you come to the citizen, when you come to Liberia, the government know how to exercise their muscle, they know how to take advantage of them, how to abuse power on their own people. But when you come to other people abusing power on them, and then they sit and watch them. So these are things that we are seeing. Like I just seen this other video today.
It's I think 5 minutes ago, I think this incident happened. I think not too long. I think it's around 6. I think that's the time this situation happened. What I do? Let's go to the security implications. How come something like, for example, you see lawmaker maybe interacting with the people there? I think sometimes the best way to go is maybe to send an intelligence officers or maybe 1 or 2 officers and say, okay, honorable lawmaker, can we have maybe 1 or 2 work with you? Maybe after talking to your people, please, we want you to please have them, go to their various homes and so forth, because we don't want to see people party here. I think that should have been better than to drop fire tear gas while the men were maybe in the midst of the crowd. For me, I think I see that as complete disrespect.
Complete disrespect and unprofessional. Like you said, you see a lawmaker over there talking to these people, you shouldn't pull up violence, you shouldn't throw stone, you have to go by the law because man said I'm going by the law. And he's talking to his people, trying to calm them down, how to take things very easy, like they with the government or whosoever. You see? So like you said, if you have a well-trained professional police, but even seeing that lawmaker over there talking to his people,
it's bad though, let me be frank, it's bad.
You will walk there easily, or maybe the commander our entire group, the commander will walk there. Oh, Mr. Representative, can we talk to you, Mr. Foucault, this and that? Or you can even say stay there and listen to what he's saying from there, and then you too, you can even say happy in the process to talk to the people. Talking to them.
Each other.
You see, but you going over there shooting tear gas and people running head to scatter. Why is something could happen? Somebody over there now you shoot tear gas and people this time everybody living with pressure, different signatures, and somebody pass out over there.
But see these structures, see right in between here. Let's go back. Let me see the video. Just go right here. See the kind of building. See the kind of building that our people are even living. And you are firing tear gas like there's some kind of 1,000 or crowd. That how many people were here that firing tear gas? How many people? Sometimes that be real, man. Sometimes, and every little thing you go, you fire tear gas. Every little place you go, you fire tear gas. I don't even get it. I don't even know how we even derive at this kind of a point.
Yeah, go ahead, Monk. That's it there. That's
go ahead, my brother.
You know, people looking at the day-to-day activity, they are not looking at the long-term implications. Something is brewing in that country in terms of instability. Everybody in that country is mad. When you see people behaving in such a manner, it means there is something that is an underlying condition where you see motorcyclists fighting with police, lawmakers against the police, the executive branch instigating in the first branch of government, the removal of speakers. You got tension at the border, land dispute. It's happening in diverse places. So it means there is something deeper. Look, the reason society will tip over, like I said, it's almost like you pour water in the pot, right? And that water is boiling. At a certain point, the pot will start shaking. At a certain point in time, the tap will blow off from the pressure. That's what's happening in Liberia. It will take the littlest thing that will spark that country into a tailspin. And you can see it happening every day. People will try to ignore it. They will try to pretend that there's nothing happening, but you can see it happening everywhere. That resentment, whether it's about homelessness, whether it's about people selling land 3-4 times, people accusing judges of being corrupt, law enforcement versus community, lawmaker versus police, president not giving information about the border, people are living in fear. There's so many things happening at once, and you can just feel it, you can just sense it, that it just takes something little. It will take just a little act to turn the country into a total chaotic situation nationwide. That's what happened in Liberia. But I will say again, people are seeing it happening every day, and they are ignoring the reality. But it's there. It's not going away. Whether it's with Zogo, people look. You can go on, and the list never ends. So maybe.
And to even add up to you, Monk, even the marketeers, you see the police and the marketeers fighting one another, fighting back to back. And look, to our national leadership, those of you who are advisors, what we are saying here today, these things are the gateway for what we call chaos. Every time when the police go places, in less than a minute, the next thing is to fire tear gas. Yeah, somebody is talking about they can't go Guinea. Yeah, any kind of statement coming out. They can't go Guinea that only on the peaceful citizen. The lands or the structures or the places, business that the police keep firing tear gas on our people. Like, even if the land will not claim the land today, they going to build mansion right away. God, I don't even know what kind of country that we say that we want to build or that we love so dearly.
What have they done on that land? Since they took the people for Satan, have you seen them doing anything on that land? Have you seen any structure there? Even
the police tonight, even private there tonight, they will go home. The citizens that left around that, they will still come back if they want to. Sometimes you gotta sometimes you just gotta think outside the box. You think, how come in America they put security people also whenever maybe having a peaceful ensemble or peaceful protest or here and there. Why they can put security also to say you go stop them, you go harass them, you go fire tear gas? The most said, in everything you will go to that you will succeed. We setting a very bad precedent. We angering our people. We're doing things that are not right. And the police have to stop. We're already talking for you. You're making little or nothing. So who are you venting your angers on? If you're making little or nothing. The same people that you find tear gas on, they are all your own citizens. They are your mothers. They are your sisters. They are your brothers. They are not protesting. They are not causing for chaos. They are not calling for no chaos. So how can you can fire tear gas on them? Why? Even when they want to even protest, it's people about to have peaceful assembly. The only thing there is for you to understand why are they assembling or why are they having peaceful protest. But every little thing that people do nowadays is tear gas. I don't think that's the right way to go. Police RG, you have to desist. for the kind of thing that every other thing is tear gas. No. Let our people be free. And they shouldn't be intimidated in their phone and manner in their own country. So for me, Brother Aliu, I know, I understand that this thing will happen, but at the end of the day, what we say here is you should be able to protect your own people first. Understand their plight, understand what are some of the things that they're going through. But again, I learn business. So the learn owner, and own the case, wouldn't win case. Now people are there finding solutions to their lives. How best that they will recalibrate. You go there with tear gas. So you find a solution.
Maybe
yeah.
One thing you're ignoring the whole thing, that why I keep saying people got to look at the bigger picture. It's like a chain reaction. There are times, there are instances all over the world, police can do things here and there. For the case of Liberia, it's happening one after another. It almost like you are watching a movie, but they are giving the movie piece by piece. And when you pull all together, you see the bigger picture. Like I said, it's not only about the police shooting tear gas, but there's a consistent issue wherein somebody on the street or Zogo, they will attack law enforcement will attack motorcyclists, market women fighting law enforcement, president intruding with the first branch of government, you are removing speaker, border dispute. It never ends. At the end of the day, they are all progressing to one thing and one thing only, for the society to disintegrate into chaos, because there is not a single day you don't see that anger and resentment for anyone. Maybe when people don't have a sense of security, when people believe they are pushed against their will, when people believe that no one is in control to regulate the society, it just takes a simple thing. Look, when you read history, maybe everything that led to a bigger problem, they started at a basic, smaller level. They were the little things that you know, a pile until one day it just blew off. That's what happened in Liberia. Every day is something. Lawmaker for the executive for the lawmaker, Sogo for the law enforcement. What make you think a man who will go into a community to serve as LDA, he will get beaten brutally and even killed just by people on the street? You think if you're going to keep making people homeless and people see those images on the TV screen or on their cell phone or what, what is going to happen? So, like I said, the anger and resentment is there. They are just waiting for something that will trigger it for it to be impacted on the national level, on the larger scale. But you can see it, and that's my fear for the country, because when it keep happening over and over, it means you are closer to a disaster. What? Like I said, one thing about land grab, it was never a priority for this government. So the thing that confusing me about the whole thing about land dispute, when it became a priority for this particular government, do they have any long-term plan to say they can modernize the whole city, or they can rebuild a new capital? When this thing became a priority for the government, I'm not saying that you cannot remove squatters off the land, but I am just saying, since when, with all the present issues we have in the country in terms of priority, when this issue became a landmark issue for this Joseph Boakai administration is something.
And mom, before Brother you come and quickly tell us second, you just say everything. All the issues keep piling up in our leadership. I don't know whether they're seeing these things or they're just overlooking these things. Monk is right though. Just simple thing. Some of you who are supporters, commenting, saying all kinds of things. Just simple thing. At the end of the day, tomorrow you will come here and say, oh, now the radio. No. We don't know what the people are doing out there. We want to talk after the actions. And we keep telling our government that do the right thing. You can't be too angry. You angry. The government is even more angry than the citizens.
The anger is just too much. I don't really know. This is why they call them angry winner. Because how will you win an election and you always angry? And then later thing you see the government will just be existing that kind of force on their own people. You talk it become problem. I don't really know where the anger coming from. After election, it is time to govern. It's not time to be angry. Nobody, he had already won the election. But Mom, every election has consequences, and this is why we are going through today. You see, these people came to power. There is no plan, there is no policy, there is no strategy. So they are just running here, haters, scatters everywhere. They hold the one thing that's supposed to impact the lives of the Liberian people. they care less. They don't prioritize it. But today, they are only there to go after harmless things that had nothing to do with the country or even the people. So that's Liberia for us. You see, today, you say Gregory Kumon, he said, what Yeke today again?
Oh, yes, another one. That one was a major issue. I don't know if we even have time to cover it looking at the time, because
we have time.
It is the most important thing happening in the country. And it seems
that more.
Yeah. You know, the thing is, I said it from day one. If this president cannot address national issues, then people will fill in the gap. But like I said, when you look at the whole scenario happening at the Guinean border with Liberia, you can know that maybe the president is trying to play cover off for some people. And that's why I was surprised that Gregory Comer want to grab the Yeke. If you believe in people inciting or because of their action, they are talking regularly, why he cannot go against Tewan Gonglo? Because Tewan Gonglo is the one that calling for direct impeachment against the president if he cannot get to the bottom of this situation. So in the case of Tewan Gonglo and Yeke Kaluba, I think Tewan Gonglo's statement carry more weight, because I don't know since when the police chief been the chief spokesman about national security issue that he telling Congress to act swiftly in order to expose or sitting lawmaker. Or sitting lawmaker was elected just like the president. So my thing here is, you have no constitutional basis for that. You just want to distract because your president has shown incompetence. He does not have a plan. He cannot tell. They tell you that Yeke Kaluba a statement or his statement kind of expose the government, the political posture of the government. If the president cannot even give all the detail of a comprehensive meeting, tell me why Yeke Kaluba is exposing. You are telling me Yeke Kaluba is exposing something that does not exist? The president is not even clear. Every single solitary soul in Liberia cannot tell you exactly what happened at the border. It's been weeks now. The Guinean state occupy our territory. How can Yeke Kaluba be exposing national security threat or risks to Liberia? Tell me how. And you're telling lawmakers to act. I thought the lawmakers should have acted. Since when police chief been making recommendations to lawmakers talking about he trying to bring about the breach of a peace? The Liberian constitution say either the president commit felony or misdemeanor, and I don't think Yeke have reached that point. So technically, you are trying to invent a crime that does not exist. Like why Yeke Kaluba use a simple analogy. Your own press secretary, Kula Fofana, that one was not a statement. It was an official press release, written document. The word she used, the land of Liberia claim, which means Liberia does not own the land. And when you use that word, it means you are taking side with the Guinean. Then Guineans are the legal authority of that land. They exercise control of that land. So how in the world you can make the case against Yeke that you want to trigger the lawmakers because his statement is inciting violence, is a constitutional breach of the peace? So you are telling me, maybe, you know, when I read the guy's statement, I was like, they got to be the biggest joke. It almost like me looking at Maybon physically and say, you know what? Maybon is capable of robbing a bank. So because I believe that Maybon is capable of robbing a bank, I can put a crime on him that Maybon rob a bank just because of his capability. Does that make any sense to you? You are saying that his statement has a propensity of inciting violence. Okay, how do you make that case in the court of law? But like I said, they believe they can pass brown envelope around, they can influence lawmakers and maybe up to the Supreme Court to get their will. So for this president, he believes there is no stopping for him. There is no boundary that he cannot cross. He can abuse tenure position. He can use his power. So they believe they can manufacture a crime because they don't like the guy. That's just where it is. Show me the man and I will find you a crime. Yeke Kaluba only exposed why the president keep hiding from the Liberian people. There was nothing about his statement or anything that he has said so far that constitute a security breach or jeopardize the state. You are just not stating the obvious. That's why I said, if you want to make that case, I think you can make a case against Tewan Gonglo because he's talking about the impeachment of the president because the president looked like he complicit in the issue happening at the border. But why you cannot go? Because they know the law will not work against Tewan Gonglo. But saying Yeke Kaluba is the guy that they always wanted because he's vocal against the president. So they are in the laboratory trying to manufacture a crime that does not even meet constitutional requirements. Just like they did, they abused Prophet Key, and they think Kaluba is the next target. Like I keep telling you, I told you guys, the moment they went after Prophet Key without bogus charges and that man abusing constitutional authority in the name of being a chief justice, I said the next person will be Yeke Kaluba. Everybody set example of Prophet Key, and guess what? Less than 3 weeks later, who is in the discussion today? Yeke Kaluba. It was so predictable.
Well, that's good, Mark, because In fact, from the beginning of that entire incident of the Wahala there between Liberia and that Guinea border, most of our people, they've been calling on their own government to give them the real information, to inform them exactly about what happened, some of the money activities. They think that maybe someone will say that make the Guinea people vex, which of course they seize our equipments. Up to now, our equipments are still in the custody of the Guinean government. Some of you maybe you don't know, but our equipments that in fact BK Interpress is for BK Interpress, and these equipments were seized by the Guinean authority, and they are still in fact the equipments stay in their possession. So most of our people they've been thinking that at least since this thing happened, there's a lot of security gap. There are a lot of things happening. It's because our borders are all open and vulnerable. Now, what can we do? So our people have been thinking that maybe the leadership now will go to meetings, from meetings to meetings, because when that thing happened, Mark, the next day the Ghanaian government, the president of Ghana, have a major press conference. In fact, and he said that immediately the Ghanaian army should add additional 20,000 to the strength of the military. But up to now, nothing of such. Up to now, our leaders, they're not telling us as to what will happen few years from now on, whether we can have a better military strength or a security network that will help us protect our borders. No. But all they're into is politics, because they don't want to do these things because they feel that when their recruitments, their salary will be cut, and maybe some deduction will be made from the gasoline or from the benefits. So they don't want all of these things to be done. So that's why they keep playing the politics, making our people not to put their minds on these things. But let me be frank, my brother. I think our country, like Yaka Koruba have been saying, we have to wake up. We lack of security. We need security. We have the young people. We have the people who want to join the ARD, who want to join the Liberia National Police, who want to join the other airfield, even the immigration. Why our speaker not speaking to that? But he's dancing around. When the Yaka Koruba, every day the Yaka Koruba, the police also talking about allegedly that you don't have, in fact, Yaka Koruba statements are all statements that are personal and so forth, back to back. But my brother, where are we heading to as a society if we keep shifting blames, we keep on crying, we keep on taking issues that are nothing, and we're making it out of something because Yaka issues is of nothing. So at the end of the day, people will be thinking that yes, it's because of Honorable Yaka Koruba. That's why we are talking, and that's why we are maybe seeing things on the other side. But we lack of security. We don't have security. All of our borders are all wide open and nobody there. So how can we build our security network? I think these are issues that should be concerning to our people, especially our leaders. Well, Brother Aliu, you can chip in, then we'll go to the layman.
Yeah, Mabel, thank you. First of all, Mabel, let me tell you something. Our brothers and sisters who want to go join police, who want to go join immigration, who want to go join AFL, you better ask somebody to help you with $100 so you can start selling cold water or cold. You'll make more money than joining the police, immigration, whatsoever. Because there is no protection in the first place. You join police, something happen to you, say tomorrow, no benefit. You join AFL, you join immigration, there is no protection for you. Why you stand to benefit when you join this thing? Just for the name? Oh yes, I'm a police officer, I'm an immigration officer. Oh yes, I'm an AFL personnel. You're wasting your time. Try to ask somebody to help you out there with something so you can start doing a business and so you can live a better life. I sometimes wonder those people that come with all those titles that they gave Joseph Boakai. This is a man of integrity, a man of transparency, a man of wisdom. I don't know how they derive with all those titles and give it to this old man. If this old man cannot be transparent to his own people, you left from Liberia, you used taxpayer money, you went to Guinea and came back to the country. Were you able to tell the Liberian people what you went for and what was discussed so Liberian people can know? You able to tell Liberian people, oh yes, what is happening to Makoma River or Sodoma Board or whatsoever? This is what led to it. Representative John Brown, Minister Fala, Minister this, they the one went and did this and did that. That what led to what is happening today. You see the Guinean people coming to take over this place. They seize their equipment. Be transparent. This is the man you say he's a man of transparency, man of integrity, man of wisdom. Love Liberia, think Liberia, build Liberia. You from Red Lofa County, Bakai, and you get your people living in fear. You cannot come out to speak out to tell them the cause of them living in fear. Who are those people responsible for it? And then you have to make them to understand. Then you tell them, okay, with that being said, this was the discussion we have, and this is what we are doing to see how we can resolve that issue. But today you can't tell the Liberian people. And Yeke is coming to tell Liberian people why you discuss. And then today you want to go after him because while the president, he refused. He cannot be transparent to his people by telling them the truth. And somebody is not telling you this is what they discuss. If you know they didn't discuss anything or such, why are you going after him? But because he's exposing you. The United Party, they feel so entitled to that things that were done yesterday that they criticize, they condemn, they are doing it today, but nobody should speak out against this thing because they're the one own Liberia. If you can, like Mong said, go after Utawen Gonglo, who is calling on for the president to be impeached. If he cannot tell the Liberian people what is happening to the area that he needs to be impeached, why are you not going after him? If you can get your information, minister that will say, okay, if Liberian think the government is not doing anything, like take ammunition and give it to them. Have you called him for questioning as a minister? Can you speak loosely, uselessly, and recklessly like that to your own people? There's
no, you missed one point in your statement. You know what they're trying to do to Yeke? It's an intimidation strategy. They want to be writing press releases like the other political leaders, where they are afraid to talk. Because, like I said, if the police chief were interested in national security and putting the country at risk, then Taiwan Gongo will be the one that get the most imminent threat by removing your sitting president. But they know they can't go after Taiwan Gongo because they know he's speaking the truth. The one person always wanted and they will always keep targeting is Yeke. So they know at the end of the day, Yeke will explain what happened behind closed doors. So they are running ahead because the president came, he stopped everything. He wants to act like he doesn't know what's going on. He's keeping the whole country on the edge, including people from his own county, Lofa County. Since Yeke is the one in the know, they are trying to put him under pressure. That's why they are doing all this game. Like I said, they are trying to manufacture a crime that does not exist. That's why they will not mention Taiwan Gonglo name because they know maybe he just saying it for the sake of saying it. But with Yeke, they know he will say it because he's the most consistent, he's the most proven, and he's the most transparent, even than the president himself. So if Yeke is in the know of exactly what went wrong, then they are looking that more than likely he will be the one to expose the president. So instead of waiting, they are launching a preemptive strike against Yeke. That's just what it's all about.
Yes, and Sam, Uncle Sam in the comment section, you continue saying Yeke will remove the way of Fonati Kofa will remove.
Let him go ahead.
Is there something good for our country?
Yeah, that's what he
you see. Now you get another guy on social media who was saying how they will go and waste war on the people of Guinea if they do this, if they do that. How Gregor Como call him for questioning. When now you hear on Guinea media that, oh yeah, we waste war on Liberia if they do this, if they do that. But you get on Liberia saying that even if the Guineans are hearing that in their country, how Gregor Como call him for questioning. And this whole thing as Allah with Prophet King, we said it here. These people just want to be like, oh, we set precedent. We are our own Prophet King today. We will make sure their target is Yeke Koluba, and this is where we are going today. Okay, Uncle Sam, you have removed Fonati Kofa. What impact it may on the lives of the Liberian people. When you kept lawmakers in our age or working at hotel, spend thousands and millions of dollars to remove a harmless man according to DeLong that were working quote unquote with the president. That money you spent to remove it, you know what it could do for the Liberian people? Today removing Yeke and you want to remove it, no lawmaker will go and put a signature on paper to remove Yeke when you pay him. Even the United Party lawmaker, you will have to pay him. That money you take it to pay him just to remove Yeke Koluba. You know what it can do for the Liberian people? Now you call it on electoral piracy, giving them for the 8 hours. You call it on national disaster management, giving them for the 8 hours to go and see how to relocate the people of Lufa County when there is no money to do that. But you want to pay people 25,000, 50,000 or single lawmaker just to put a signature that to remove Yeke Koluba. Why would that? Is that anything that is impactful on the lives of the Liberian people, Uncle Sam? You have to stop this. Is that the Liberia you're claim to love Liberia, think Liberia, build Liberia to be uselessly and wastefully spending taxpayer money on harmless thing? This is not the Liberia we deserve.
Maybe you know the funniest thing I came across.
Kula Fofana, when you read what Kula Fofana wrote, the land Liberia is trying to claim. Gregor Coleman, what you have to say about Kula Fofana's statement? But Yeke is those people target that while they started with Prophet Key.
You know the statement that was released by the letter, the so-called letter, you know, one thing that got my attention, he said they are calling on the lawmakers to expedite the process because they want to stripping of immunity, the protection for elected officials. And the reason they are referring to the lawmakers because they don't want to get involved in the separation of power. But you just committed a crime. Separation of power can only be adjudicated by the Supreme Court. Since when a police chief started making recommendations to the first branch of government because he wanted to avoid the separation of power? Who gave you that authority? Are you not aware that's a constitutional breach right there for a police chief to talk about separation of power? But anyway, that the country will find ourselves in, people can do things while the children is not about the constitution anyway.
Liberal businesses.
Yes, everybody just scatters.
Yeah, so let's go to the line to take few calls. But Ali quickly, Ali 1 minute. David King quickly, good evening, 1 minute.
Yeah, maybe you know, let me say good afternoon to you and the other guy there. You see, maybe in the country we are in trouble. If Joseph Walker will look at a confidant, a best friend, somebody who is a unity partisan, that's why he working with the National Election Commission 2023, he shows the Liberian people in the entire world that he's a unity partisan. If Joseph Walker can bring that man to the stage to spearhead our election process, then it means that the country is bound for trouble. And to the issue of Yeke no amount of threat for the people will slow Yeke down. And if they feel that they can remove Yeke, this is our time now to go to district number 10, and register to re-elect Yeke Koba for that district because they are getting dose of their own medicine. So
all right. Thank you. To this caller, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. How are you today?
I'm fine. Go ahead, brother.
Okay, my name is Mamusef. I'm calling you from Toronto. I just want to talk on two things. Basically, one has to do with the Guinea-Liberia border issue. For me, I think maybe if you guys have some information, and for we maybe the president is hiding from us, then definitely they can help us for us to know. That is one. And it has to do with, because I'm a little bit confused. If it is because something that happened, that because of that Liberia, Guinea crossed into Liberia, and maybe people were mining and all that. My question is, what happened to the people in Sierra Leone that for which Guinea also went there and seized their land, deported their people, and building on military, people around the Liberian border at all front and between Liberia and Sierra Leone? It's mind-boggling rather than only this issue. It's far beyond that, So that is one. The second one has to do with the issue of Yeke. For Yeke removal, I think one of the things that is there is a two-sword something. One has to do with Yeke, yes indeed. If I were the president, I'd just leave Yeke to operate like the way you wish Ellen used to do. He know these people, and then you go about, he run to any kind of way he goes up, he come down, he's not saying, you're just leaving, he want to go a little bit before Chiba did, left it in that place, he was going up and down, nobody had time for him.
All right, thank you so much. Living Uncle Brian Tate, good evening.
Yeah. Big boy, how you doing?
I'm okay though, thank God for life.
Yeah, and Mon and Aliu and all the other guys, they found out. You know, I don't want to say this before I come to that election commission thing. You see, the thing with Yeke, they say they are going after Yeke today. But what's the issue to the voter now? What can they tell? Let's forget about even Liberia. What can they tell Lothians who left their villages and towns? The 13 villages that they spoke about, relocation. Now, also now that the farming season now, they are not going back to their villages. I was listening on radio where Bangalore, the new LCC2 and other people they went there to this to be right. Look at people not looking for people sharing, they're going right on there.
It's very strange.
They rent for all the farms.
Yeah.
Now their kitchen and things go upstairs. Whole strangers. So, but the good thing about it is that if those people in those villages who predominantly are GC people, when they cry, they will be crying on the Internal Affairs Minister, who is also a GC man. They will be crying on the Deputy Speaker, who is a GC man. They will also be crying on the President, who also a GC man. You see, when the party are taking the environment situation, they went out of Yeke, you know, solving the problem. That's number one. The second thing is that, you know, the election commission man, I knew
Mr. Widow.
Long ago at the University of Liberia, as a young man, and then he was linked to that election commission. We all happy about him. He performed well. They said that in recent time when some of the information coming out during the last election and all those kind of things, he performed credibly. But one thing I want to know, you see, when Liberia start to have the perception that your government is predominantly your own people, anything happen tomorrow, loaded or unloaded or, ruthlessly they will be coming after you. They happen to crime people.
That's it.
When everybody can see that the government will crime people, when the wrong thing, people are running after crime people who never even worked for government before in private sector. You will run after them and there's no harbor. No way you can find shelter. You see? So today, the government who close to the government, they will tell him that Liberia will still thinking now that the government is predominantly local, especially GC people. They have to be experienced that the government is for the people. That my job come with advice.
Thank you so much, Uncle, for the impact. Today's caller quickly, then we'll cross over to our team. Hello.
Good evening, good evening to your panelists.
Yeah, my sister, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to thank you guys for the discussion. So, kind of trouble within your country. We were here to win the election campaign. President Human tried to remind that he would kill somebody. And then they reward him with job. So what bad you can't take so much. Last night, I'm on the time I was sitting for school FM. I heard them saying that the first was supposed to get 30,000 each. Tell them remove your cap. Teacher have continued to pay that pay. They don't trust in the worst sector. They only can't worry about tell them remove your cap. Then you wanted somebody with job that somebody tell you somebody life. And so the people that you get in and saying that the next time we can get anything about the product of making. Like I would do in the country here. So that people are like, we put their peaceful so they put just here to be a rally holiday. Every night the people will kind of discuss the issue, money will kind of discuss it. Still, we can't see no changes.
All right. Thank you, my sister. The Samuel will be our last caller. Share so good, too interesting, Lofa Republic. Go ahead, my brother. Good evening. Yes, Samuel, go ahead. Hello. My man, I think you gotta go look for a new phone now. We gotta go no time. Yeah, so share so good. look, this country of ours, that one when you're in a driving seat, don't make any kind of statements. Because if you make this statement tomorrow, look, that one I keep telling people, we haven't entered election time yet. We still need to.
Maybe you are muted.
No, he's not muted. I'm hearing him.
No, maybe that you, but Ali. So we still on and maybe at the recovering stage.
Maybe you are muted, maybe.
No, Ali, maybe is not muted. We're getting maybe lying and clear.
I don't know.
I'm hearing maybe as you speak.
Over there, you are muted.
All right.
All right, go ahead. Yeah, I think Ali on different thing. Yeah.
So quickly, I was saying. So at the end of the day,
maybe you are muted.
Ali, maybe is not muted. Refresh your browser.
Wait, let me get.
Yeah, and get him back on.
Yeah, Ali, you got it on, huh? Hello?
I think Ali using DSL now. He using using fiber optic cable. I think on DSL.
Yeah, so you see that. So now he get a problem. So,
more you can hear Mabel.
I'm hearing Mabel. I'm hearing you loud and clear. I think the problem from your end, Mabel is not muted.
Okay, then I'm more listen to our people because they may not want me to say what I wanted to say about.
I mean, just squeeze your thought. Go ahead.
So quickly, it's about after elections, we allow the process, we allow our government system, we allow our government, our leaders to do all of the things they can do for 3 years.
Just squeeze your thought. Go ahead.
Maybe after 3 years now.
That's why Ali think that you are muted. He getting delayed.
Yeah, seriously. So after 3 years now, then we start to do the real politics. So all of the people now, they start now to understand what's going on with the governance system, how the appointments and so forth are going. But we still observing the nepotism. We'll also discuss that. Maybe that will be anytime soon. But Mark, listen to our people. We got to go, my brother. No time.
I listen to our people, but I love listening to your uncle the most because every time he calls on this show, he always gives you a historical perspective of his view. He will give you an example. He will always give you things that happened in the past. And people learn a lot from history. He seems to be like someone that like to get his facts in order, and he will use a historical precedent in making his case. That's why I'm against the whole tribalistic mindset, because we are not nationalists. We are mostly sectarian and tribal. And your uncle said it right. All the people that were targeted in Liberia, all because of power, they once were in power. And when things go wrong, they target the tribe that president comes from. This is happening in the backyard of the president, his own kissy people. The people that are involved in the illegal money are his own people. Maybe that's the reason he doesn't want to come out with the mean things. Look, the president who are being transparent, like we said, it's a national crisis. They think it's as old as more than 100 and some more years. The other colors say it's happening in Sierra Leone. We could care less about Sierra Leone. It was something that triggered their reaction in Liberia. That's what we are trying to address. And the president is not forthcoming on that, but instead, he wants to flip the discussion from his incompetence to a guy who they've been targeting forever. He been targeting Yeke from day one. The moment Yeke went against him as to where they divided themselves politically, when he started making donations, Yeke said, well, you took money from the big people, $50,000. That's where Yeke started from. And Yeke won up before election that the side that I would choose, if they cross my path, I will still come after them. And that's why you Liberian people, most of you cannot understand. You want to pick a side even at your own detriment, and Yeke does not stand for that. That's why you are sitting down there, you are being muted, not knowing that they are targeting you. Yeke just happened to be in the way. You don't understand this thing. I think sedition learned that the hard way. They thought Yeke criticizing Georgia mean he was against we are, but he was just speaking on behalf of every one of us. So, like I said, maybe they want for Yeke to start talking and giving his statement in press releases like the other political leaders. Maybe that's what they want. Maybe they believe he's too vocal, because this had nothing to do with any national security risk or national security threat. There is nothing about Yeke's statement that was reckless. Matter of fact, like I said, I think Tewan Gonglo is even more vocal in this situation than Yeke, because he's the one that is calling for the direct impeachment of the president if he cannot put together an investigative unit to go and give a clear understanding as to what happened at the border with Guinea, as to why Guinea today occupy land in Liberia. So no matter how you guys say it, Yeke is right. I don't think they will go that route. He got money. He got unlimited cash to spend. They will use the brown envelope, and I know our lawmakers are very corrupt to the core. They will go. They did it to Fanatikova. It worked. So what make you think they want to stop right now? They will go against the guy who they perceive to be the most vocal against the president. And If our people in Liberia cannot stand up as to what is right, then maybe Yeke might be of it. That's why sometimes I say the Liberian people themselves are not even worth fighting for because they cannot even identify their allies from their enemy. Yeke, who is the number one ally, look how quiet they are. Even your political leaders, how many of them speaking on this? Because if they have released a joint statement, because there is nothing about Yeke's statement that poses any national security risk. The biggest national security risk to Liberia right now in the country is for the fact that the Liberian people are kept in the dark as to exactly what went wrong. That's why people are coming off their own theory and filling in the spot because you have a national leader that cannot communicate, that want to play cover up. So Tewan Gonglo is saying, if you want to be complicit, then maybe you are the biggest corporate. That's why Guinea will march across the river and step into Liberian territory to host the flag. So I think Joseph Boga should be impeached rather than you talking about stripping Yeke of his immunities for as being a lawmaker. That's just where we stand at the moment. And thanks to your uncle again for giving that historical perspective. We have been down the road before, and this president is trying to dig up old wounds. That's exactly what happened with the tribal politics. Over tribal. I haven't seen any government that's been this tribal in my lifetime in Liberia. I haven't seen anything closer to this. Yep.
Yes, indeed, Mark, you are quite correct, 100%. And also, my uncle, that's just the fact that all of these things happen. And we keep saying these things. Let our leadership be able to do the right thing for Liberians. It should be for all Liberians, not just few of people, not just about rescue of red and white. In fact, the president talked about how the entire country is not about red and blue and white and this. How can we are heading to red, white, and blue? That the president also doing pick and choose, putting in Lufians, taking positions like no any other Liberians qualify. I think that's bad. But again, my brother, good night. We see you on tomorrow by the grace of God.
Take care, everyone.
Yeah, take care, man.
20% of the vote. They swept the district of Salaye, they swept the district of Zozo, they swept the district of Bonjama, and swept the district of Kolahu. The only contest is in Foya, the flat barrel room, where the difference is about 3,000 difference between the both parties. That is it. In Bon County, which is another populated county, UP and CDC are neck to neck. It is assumed that at the end of the day, when all the districts are clear and the precincts are reported, UP will have a slight lead according to the statistics we have. In the county of Bassa, UP and CDC are at the top in Grand Bassa. And in the county of Bomi, UP won a clear victory of more than 80% of the vote. In Cape Mount was the same. In the western county of Bapolo, UP has a clear lead, a comfortable lead in Bapolo. That is it. With more than 90% of the record of count, the 5,890 record of count across all the centers in Liberia available, 90% of it with the UP line. It is clear that the UP line will win a one-round victory. That is the system we have.
So on the overall, sir, my name is Prince. I will pray for Focus on Liberia TV on the States and from FM in Liberia. On the overall, how many counties currently you want as per what is provided to you?
They want Maserati. UP want Maserati.
One.
They want Limba. They want Magibi. They want Lofa. They want Cape Mount. They want Bomi.
6.
And they are winning Bapolo clearly.
So 7 candidates.
7 candidates.
Out of 15.
Yeah.
Does that mean you could win for the out of 15? You got 7 already?
And we are neck to neck in Bomi.
In
UP and CDC are neck to neck in Bomi and Grand Bassa.
In Bon.
In Bassa.
You earlier say you want Nimba.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talk about podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to sell. Blessing that time and that effort are rest. The person giving the care and the parents of them. So welcome and life with Africa.
I lyrical
Master.
Clay Paris, who make you, I can't Sktv-Lib. C'est ma chenille, tina ke ase ma yamu. Engi sano muni, emu aye yo. Engi lofa muni, emu aye yo.
Sktv, the past in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grand bazaar.
And I dine ya to money, and I sadia ya to money, and I quantity ya to money, and I quadu ya to money, and I dine ya to money, and I sadia ya to money, and I quantity ya to money, and I quadu ya to money, and I forget na ya to money. That's the baby, and I forget it now. Cause you walk on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grand bazaar.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking for podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and out part of the globe. Volatile people who waiting to sell. The session that time and our efforts are rare. The broadcast we giving are real and I promise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Cape Mount, Montserrat, Sano to Backbaloo, from Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.